Anton Knight felt bizarre. He remembered being pushed by his sister, Natalia, and a bookshelf fell on him. He then woke up, opening his eyes only to find himself in a twisted version of his own home. It was dark and ominous. He was still trapped under the bookshelf that he was paralyzed under, but something was wrong, very wrong. Everything around him was enormous. The chairs, the table, even the family photos loomed over him like monoliths. Panic set in as he realized he was no longer in control. He then felt regret as he remembered he let innocent kids get hurt to help his sister.
"What's happening? Is this hell?"
he muttered, his voice barely a whisper in the cavernous, enormous room. Heart pounding, he looked across the floor. He couldn't move as the bookshelf was trapping him under its weight. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. Each thud grew louder and more intense. Anton's breath hitched as the door creaked open, revealing a colossal figure, his younger sister, Natalia Knight. But this wasn't the Natalia he knew. Her long black hair cascaded down like a dark waterfall, and her grey eyes sparkled with a sinister gleam. She towered over ant-sized Anton, a giantess in every sense. She looked like the Grim Reaper with her black dress, her face looking emotionless. She came in her footsteps, shaking his world. Anton felt helpless to this gigantic, dark god version of his sister. She then teased him.
"Who's being a baby now?"
As she smiled down at him like he was a bug to her, her voice boomed around the room, making Anton terrified. He was ant-sized to this giant, monstrous version of his sister. Anton's heart raced as he couldn't move. There was no escape. He was at her mercy. Natalia's massive fingers reached down and snatched him up. She lifted him effortlessly as Anton panicked, bringing him closer to her gigantic face. Her eyes bore into his, her emotionless face then turned into a creepy grin spreading across her lips. "Please, Natalia, you have to help me. I can't move," Anton begged, his voice trembling. But she just chuckled with sinister delight, the sound reverberating through his tiny body. "Help you?" she mocked. "Why would I do that when I'm having so much fun seeing you be so pathetic and tiny? I love seeing you so helpless." She then looked emotionless as her giant eyes into his soul. "You let me hurt those kids. This is your punishment. You're mine forever, tiny Anton. I am your hell." He could see himself in her huge eyes staring down at him as he panics. Anton squirmed in her grasp, but it was useless. She examined him like a doll, turning him this way and that. "You're no longer my big brother. You're nothing but a sad toy to me now, a reminder of an ant I should have squished ages ago," she said, her tone icy cold and menacing. Tears welled up in Anton's eyes as he realized the gravity of his situation. He was trapped, at the mercy of his own gigantic sister, trapped in a nightmare he couldn't wake from. This was hell to be his sister's tiny toy for her to tease, break, and play with. "Please, Natalia," he yelled, his voice broken and tiny. "Don't do this. I did all this for you to help you. Those kids, I didn't want to hurt them. I did this for you." But her expression remained cruel and unyielding. She just blinked at him, her huge, soulless eyes not giving a damn about his excuses. She judged him and he was completely guilty. She then had a creepy smile.
"You've got so much energy."
She boomed. "There's nobody but you to stop my affliction. You were being selfish. Instead of letting those kids get hurt, you should have gave me your energy. Let's correct that mistake right now." She giggled, her laughs childlike and demonic. Anton panicked as Natalia opened her huge mouth and started absorbing his energy. Anton screamed in horror, begging for mercy as his soul was being absorbed and torn out. He was being tormented. He screamed, "No, no, Natalia, please don't. No." As she smiled, evilly taking delight in his torment, he then died instantly. Then Anton laid back where he was yet again trapped on the floor in his giant house, dazed and helpless as Natalia's footsteps came. The room and his sister Natalia felt colder, darker, and more menacing than ever before. Giant Natalia then laughed and toyed with him. He could never die, and his body was forever broken, unable to run away or make her escape. He was at his giant sister's mercy forever as she towered over him and made him feel like a bug as she teased and tormented him. His sister had become his greatest nightmare, a giantess demon who forever would kill him over and over as he was trapped in this hellscape of a dimension forever. It was a damnation. In a world where everything was twisted and wrong, Anton was now the tiny plaything of his sister, giantess Natalia, an evil monster who did nothing but made sure her brother forever felt tiny, helpless and pathetic, a bug looking up at her as an evil god begging for her mercy.